Hi people, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Flozie Fire Baby, the pride of Africa, bringing the world together online. And guess what, guys? I'm so happy, so happy. Today is another wonderful day, another beautiful day. And guess what? It's a happy new month. It's happy new month. Wewe imekupata ukiwa wapi? How was your first day of your new month, maze? So today is on a Tuesday, and as you all know, every Tuesday tunafanya it's Hustle Tuesday, where we talk about hustle, about the young people, what they're doing, how they can help each other, how we can help each other, how we can help you improve your hustle. So if you're out there, you got a new job, you want to talk about it, you're looking for employees, you want to talk about it, this is the platform where you talk about all that. And guys, today I had promised to bring you my friend from Ghana, but we having issues. Yeah, we're having issues like the job was so tight, and then we have like 2 hour difference from Nairobi to Ghana. It's a 2 hour difference. So like now where he is, he cannot do a video because he is on the way home. Yeah, because right now it's 7 p.m. back in Ghana, and here it is at 10 p.m., 10:40 p.m. But guess what, guys? Just because he's not coming, that doesn't mean we don't have somebody on the show. Because tonight, we have this friend of mine, a very wonderful friend of mine, all the way from United States of America, Philadelphia, and he's gonna be in the show. Damn! I tell you guys, I'm connecting the world online. If you're not in this show, you are in the long show. If you don't know Flozie Fire Baby, the pride of Africa, God damn it, who do you know? Because you have to know the pride of Africa. You have to know this wonderful lady, and you have to come to her show because you might meet you next role model here. Trust me, you. Trust me, you. Just watch the pace. Just watch the pace. Small steps, baby steps, and we're gonna be there, guys. We're gonna be there. Yeah. So we'll be here talking a bit as we wait for our guest host tonight, and I know it's gonna be one hell of a show. Woo! Did I twang? Because I'm trying to twang. I'm really trying to twang. For real, for real. I'm really trying to twang. I want to twang. I don't know whether it is coming. Eh? Is the twanging twanging? Is the twang twanging? If you're there, comment down there. Do you think the twang is twanging? And guys, when you come in, make sure to like the live, comment, share, uh, ask anything. It's gonna be one wonderful live. Yeah, it's gonna be a great live tonight. And we're really grateful about it. We're really grateful about it. I'm so humbled about it. As we wait for, I'm gonna give you 2, 3 shout outs. 2, 3 shout out. First of all, I'm gonna the first, the very first shout out. I'm gonna give it to my number one fan. His name is Josie TV. Thank you so much. Most of the time he's not here, but he always make sure that he watch the whole video after this, and he'll comment. He'll even inbox me on my WhatsApp and say, wow, last night's show was good, you did this and this, that was awesome. Like, he's there, he's mentoring me behind the scenes. So I'm so happy to have him as a fan and to have him as my number one fan. He started supporting me way back before even some of you knew existed. Yeah, before any of you knew existed, he was there in my as my fan in my life, as my fan, and I appreciate it. So first shout out goes to him, my number one fan. And then we have like Skyra, we have George, we have Jerry, we have, oh my god, the list goes on and on. So before further ado, I can see our guest is here. I'm so excited to have him. Yeah, just hold it. Let me just hold it there. Now we're good. We're good. Now let's put our hands together and welcome our guest. Oh, I'm so excited. Wow.
Hello. What's up, everybody?
Hi, how you doing? I will call you Kasha FX. Here my friend Kevin. Flozie Fire Baby, the pride of Africa, bringing the world together online. And I'm so happy to have you tonight. So introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, Flozie? What's up, everybody? My name is Kevin Gital. I am the curator and the guy who runs the page Culture FX 254. For those who've seen it, I mostly cover music topics, and it's a platform that's in progress. It's in the works. So here's but anyways, that's me, that's my page, and I'm hoping to be more active in this space, covering music topics, social commentary, and everything to do with Kenya. So thank you so much for having me, Flozie.
You didn't say where you are.
Niko Nyeri.
Come on, stop it.
So what's it called? So like I said, like from my name, Kevin Gitao, that is a Kenyan name. So I am Kenyan. I'm born and raised in Nakuru. Watu wa Nakuru Tao. Niaje. So what's it called? So yeah, I'm a Kenyan by birth. I was grew up in Kenya, but I've spent a good portion of my life living in the U.S. Currently, I reside in the city of Philadelphia.
um, so Philadelphia, you talking like
Mhm.
a Philadelphian for real. I hope at the end of this show I'll be twanging because I want to do the twanging too. I want to twang. Is it twang
Uh,
or twanging, whatever it is?
Huko US.
Yeah, because actually we have a home in America too. I've not
uh,
told. Yeah, tunakuwaga na home yetu ya America. No more
mm,
questions about my
my
American home
neighbor
with our.
Flozie.
So today is Hustle Tuesday. Mainly on Hustle Tuesday, we talk about hustle, the youth, what's going on around us. Like you've said, like you learning a page there. You have your stuff you're doing. So love you to like would like to ask you questions so that you can
Mhm.
question that will help somebody out here who's maybe looking for a job, who's maybe thinking like they can't do something, like they need a lot of stuff, like a lot of
Yes.
capital, all those things that hinder all those things that people normally see as a blockage when they want to do something like, but I want to do this, but I can't do because I don't have a capital. I want to do this, those
Mhm.
things that people see like blockage, which are stopping them from living the life they want. So we're gonna tackle them here, and I think maybe you have like 40 or 45 minutes of your time. So I'll ask you this question again, even if you have talked about it. What do you do apart from culture effects? What else do you do?
So what's it called? Today, thank you so much for having me. That's a great topic to cover today. And for someone who is young and going through the same kind of problems you just mentioned, whether because of capital, because of inability, you feel like you're not good enough, you don't have the opportunity, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so like you mentioned, culture effects is one of the many things that I do. And at my age, I'll be honest, I thought by the time I'm in my 30s I would have everything figured out. I would have a career, I would have a wife and kids, and to be honest, hey, life, just kind of comes at you, and a lot of things that maybe you dreamt of doing or becoming, for whatever reason, one reason or another, you hit these milestones, whether it's 25, age 30, 35, and you feel like bado hujafika pali unataka ulikuwa na dream when you were younger. So with that being said, like I've done a lot of things in my life. So to answer your question, right now, I'm hustling right now, trying to get Culture FX 254 up and off the ground. So it's pretty much, I want it to be a platform for Kenyans here in the US mostly, because this is where I live. This is where this is where I feel like I can make the most difference. But the internet nowadays, it's pretty much reduced the whole world to a small village. So with that being said, my primary market is definitely Kenyans here in the US. But with the internet, it's made the world to become a small village. So definitely my secondary markets are, I would say, other Africans here in the U.S. Here in the U.S., there is the African diaspora has grown a lot in the last 10, 15, 20 years. Because when I first moved here long time ago, to be honest, it wasn't quite like it is today, let me not make it a long story, but either way, culture effects, it's pretty much a platform I wanted to be here to showcase pretty much Kenyan talent, mostly in music. That's kind of like what really strikes my interest is, showcasing up and coming musicians and pretty much everybody in the music industry. Because a lot of times when we think about music, we just think of the artist in front of the camera. But to be honest, it's kind of like looking at a picture of an iceberg. Just the big chunk of ice you see floating on top of the water. The iceberg, what you don't see is beneath the surface, and it's probably 50 times as big as the iceberg that you see floating on top. So that being said, in the music industry, there's everything from managers, producers, directors, videographers, photographers, marketers, like account, there's money involved because music is business at the end of the day. There's accounting involved, there is math involved, there is taxation involved, there is licensing involved, and a lot of these issues, I feel like with the Kenyan music industry being so young and up and coming and developing, I feel like I'm putting myself in a good position to kind of like work in the background to kind of curate the Kenyan sound here in the US. So right now we see how big Afro beats have gotten. Right
Yep.
now, if you go to any American club or big events, I guarantee you're gonna hear a Burna Boy song, a Wizkid song, a Davido song. And nowadays, there's so many artists coming out of Nigeria, coming out of West Africa. The Thames, the CKs, the Fireboys, Mr. Money with the vibes right now. And culture effects, that's kind of like my big project that I've been working on this year. It's not quite moving as fast as I wanted to. But anyways, besides culture effects, bills do have to be paid. um, so I've done Uber and Lyft on and off. It's gig sharing economy. It's pretty much. I mean, in Kenya, I'm pretty sure you guys have it. I actually used Uber myself while I was in Kenya. So I do that. I've been doing that on and off for the last 2 years or so. Also, here on the ground, I do work with local DJs. I'll give him a shout out. One of them being DJ Dime. There's DJ Yard. There's other DJs here in the area, whether it's you know, what's it called? Just DJs that I like personally, and I repost their stuff. I mean, I haven't quite worked with them as I've wanted to, but if you look at my page, you'll see me repost a lot of stuff. So, anyways, and also I am a student. I'm an accounting major. I've been in and out of school for the last 15 years. So I feel
But
like what's it called? So I graduated with an associate's degree in accounting in summer of 2020. I've been wanting to go back, but due to COVID and just life and everything else, um, I mean, life just comes at you. You want to go back to school, but you gotta pay for this, pay for that, and
yeah,
school
you have to
school is
add
not
up.
free over here as well. Like you do have to pay for school here as well. So
Yeah.
anyways, so yeah, like I feel like I'm a jack of all trades. I've
Sure you
never,
are.
and like Flozie Fire Baby, I've had the pleasure of
Naughty.
working with you for I would say this year. Let me say this year.
Yeah, for
Uh,
this year we've
this
been
year,
working together.
so yeah, so we met sometime last year through like this industry is funny. You get to meet so
Yeah.
many people in so many different ways. So I think I reached out to you on IG.
After Eric Omondi. Yeah,
Oh,
you reached out to me after
sometime
Eric Omondi.
after.
It was after
No,
Eric Omondi, Kevin.
yeah, it was definitely around that time, but I had definitely seen the Eric Omondi clip months before that.
It
And
was
definitely,
it was around November and I met
mhm.
Ed on October, and then you
Oh,
texted me and I'm like, this Kevin, I'm not doing Kevins.
eh, Makeoni wabaya.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not doing Kevins. I
Yeah.
ain't doing. And then you texted me again, and then like I
Uh,
posted during Christmas, I posted like a tripod
yeah.
and saying like
Uh,
anyone who wanna gift me this Christmas, I'll really
uh,
love to have this. And then it had a phone, and you like asking me how much is the phone. I'm like, what's wrong with this, Kevin?
uh,
And then one of my fans got me the tripod. Yeah,
uh,
just see that like my number one fan got me the
yeah.
tripod. You know the
Uh,
kind of people who like taking advantage of others. So when he got me
uh,
one, I told you like somebody else got it for me, so thank you. And I thought that would
mhm.
be the end of us talking, but we exchanged
So yeah,
numbers.
actually, you
So
have a pretty good memory. So yeah, it was around November. Actually, I thought you had met Eric way earlier than that. So I guess my
I cannot
timeline.
forget. I cannot forget when I met Eric. I
Uh,
cannot forget when I met
so my
Eric. Like
timeline
that's
maybe
something
is a bit
over
off.
forever.
Eh?
Yeah, forever. I'll tell
So
my
yeah,
grandkids then.
so that clip of you, I I guess I never quite watched the show. I think you tried out and you actually went and did something with the show. But the clip me I
Yeah,
watched was the clip you made at home yourself. I guess doing like a tryout for the show. You
yeah,
know? So what's it
yeah.
called? So some way somehow either I came across it on IG or some on
I
WhatsApp
see.
over here. Here in the States, we do use WhatsApp a lot. And
Oh,
the same way videos go viral, ama vile videos inatembea Kenya, from phone to phone, WhatsApp to WhatsApp group. Even here, hata si tuko na maanti bado si tunatumiango vitu WhatsApp. So somebody
oh,
sent me your video some way somehow, and then obviously, like for me, when I see something on WhatsApp and it's funny or whatever, like I'll look at the name on the video, and see what it's see the name and then go search it. So when I went and searched you on IG, like I mean, definitely, like you have a awesome person. You have a people person vibe, so
yeah.
definitely, when I came to your IG, I saw your page, and I was like, wow, like she has a really cool vibe. I like her energy, like, and then that's around the time I was really trying to, like kick off Culture FX, and I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out ways, and this is, thank you for having me today on Hustle Tuesday. One of the biggest hustles a lot of young people have been getting into is hustles on the internet,
yeah,
legal, illegal, and everything else in between. And e-hustle, could make content, it's a legal hustle, even though a lot of us don't understand it. For sure our parents don't understand it, and generations before. So anyways,
yeah,
even for us young people, I mean, I'm old, but I still think of myself as young. I've grown up in the internet age, and it's crazy, like I feel like I still haven't figured out the internet, how to like make a mark or make something out of it, and so in November when I reached out to you, like there was my cousin, shout out to and Josh, he's a
yeah,
comedian. We're gonna drop his tag here in the video. He's
Yeah.
like, by the way. Where are the whips? uh, so what's it called? So I was trying to push his content. Like I said, Culture Effects. It's all about pushing Kenyan content creators, especially those who are doing music, but even comedy and other things. Pair up well with music. So my cousin, he doesn't do music, but he does do skit comedy and sketch comedy, things of that nature. So I was trying to use his not use his content, but I was trying to push his content, you know. And so, I had some ideas in my head. So I was like, yo, let me reach out to Flozie. And, it's one of those, the whole idea, I think, ilikuwa, we duet your videos on TikTok. And for me in
Yeah.
my head, like maybe because I'm so disconnected with, you know, with things on the ground in Kenya, I was like, man, like tukianza kuduet videos zake, like we need to give her, pay her something, so I was trying to encourage him and like pay you something as well. So I think we came up with whatever rate we came up with, but things fell through. And like you said, after that you thought maybe communication itaenda hivyo, but here we are, and it's November 1st.
New month. So Kevin, because I know if we start talking, we're gonna talk a lot, and we have like we had 45 minutes. I don't know how much we have. So you've already said what you do. So what is your
Mm,
favorite part of your job? You've already told us like you have a lot of things that you're doing, and actually,
mm,
honestly, at this age we are in, you find yourself doing a lot of stuff. Because personally, I was talking to somebody today, and I'm like, I have my day job, I have the online job, because this for me is a job. For me, this
yes.
is a job. As much as it's still young and I'm pushing it so much, I'm really pushing it. I'm putting a lot of effort in it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's not paying, but for me, this is a job and it's something I love. I really love the camera. And I have another job, like I have a shop at Kitty Mall, so you can order from me. Yeah, I have a shop on Kitty
Mm.
Mall actually. So
Awesome.
I have
Promote
three
that shop
jobs.
right there. Put the link right
Yeah,
there.
I have three jobs. Currently, I have three jobs, but two of them, like the Kilimall one and this one, they're not bringing any income. And now my day job is the one that
Mhm.
I'm depending on. So I was telling this person, I have three things that I'm pushing, but only one. I'm only financially right now. I'm depending on one, and I'm really draining it. Honestly, I'm
Mhm.
really draining it. Like unaangalia hivi unaona ends are not meeting, but you have to push no matter what. So, out of the jobs that you have said you're working, which one, which one, which is your favorite part of your job? In which job that like it
Mhm.
contains that favorite part?
I mean, out of the jobs that I mentioned, actually, I failed to mention this year from January all the way until May, I worked for an accounting office here in Philadelphia. Shout out to Mr. Miner with US Tax Pros. So here in the US, I think it works similar to Kenya. Maybe you can correct me. But you have a government organization that collects taxes, and based on if you are like filing personal or business taxes here at the end of the year, based on the amount that was collected from you, either personally or from your business or a corporation. Kuna venye when you file taxes in the beginning of the following year, you can get some money back, or sometimes if you didn't pay enough taxes, you can end up owing the government. So I did work for US Tax Pros for Mr. Miner. He gave me an opportunity, and actually that was I would say, out of all the jobs I've done in the last few years, that was the most exciting. And it's because um like everything we do, unfortunately, money is controls everything.
Good, baby.
uh so with that being said, like it was eye-opening for me to be able to like open up people's taxes and see what kind the all the different kind of jobs that Kenyans are doing here in the US. because since it's a Kenyan owned business, the mostly it caters to Kenyans. That doesn't mean it's close to everybody else, but most of the clientele is Kenyan. So like so when you work in an office like that, you get to see a lot of what Kenyans are doing around you. There's here in the US, some I would say a lot of people work in healthcare. um, a lot of people work in the transportation industry. And I would say in the last 10, 15 years, a lot of people have gone higher education. So we're seeing a lot of people working in IT, seeing a lot of people work in, opening their own businesses. Whether it's logistic companies, I've seen a lot of what do you call it, like not counseling, not advising, but consultation services. I've seen, people open up their own legal, I guess, law office. I don't know what the correct term is, but lawyers working for themselves. You know but yeah, so anyways, so that was a really, I would say that was my favorite job. But definitely, as far as culture effects, I want to, I want that, like, honestly, this year I kind of decided I want to pursue it full time. So one of the coolest things I've really found out about, what I really like about me trying to build a platform like this, is me kind of getting to understand how things work in the background. Like I said, I do work one-on-one with some local DJs here in Philadelphia, and we're close to the border, so the state of Delaware is literally like 30-40 minutes from here. So most of the shows I do go to by local DJs are in Wilmington, Delaware. So getting to work with venue owners, venue managers, even working one-on-one with a DJ, you start understanding, oh, okay, this is how they get paid. Oh, this is how you promote a show. This is how you reach out to your audience. Because for the casual fan, I think you just, on a Friday you get off of work, alafu, kifika home, mama, before fike home, you're like, you just go on your IG, or you see a flyer made, you're like, oh, there's DJ so and so at so and so place. And you get there and it's boom, 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 good time. But to be honest, there's a lot of work that comes in the back before the whole presentation
Yeah,
appears in
happen.
front of you, well put together. So definitely, I would say as far as me professionally working for what I studied, me for the first time working in accounting this year, that was really dope, to see that, up close and personal, and to get some experience in that. And also, as far as culture effects, pursuing this internet stuff, it's been really cool to get to know DJs a little bit more in depth, as far as the background
Yeah.
work that they have to do to put a show to come together. And obviously
Okay.
I've met a lot of cool people, like
Like me.
I've met a few artists, I've met people like yourself, Flozie. Shout out to you. You're
Thank
doing an awesome job, by the way.
thank you so much.
Big ups to yourself.
To
And like, and like
and
many others, I'll definitely be mentioning in the future. So,
yeah.
anyways,
So
long answer.
we're gonna say thank you to Coco Mwenezi. He has said educative show. Big up, guys. Thank you so much, Coco. So our next question is, how do you manage your time? Because actually, Kev, you say like you're really juggling a lot of things. Like a lot of things are going on right now in your life. Would like to know how you manage your job. How do you manage your time? Sorry.
So as far as managing time, I'll be very honest. I'm pretty bad at it. Um,
Okay.
so it's definitely a weakness of mine that I need to, find ways to get better.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
the two of us. Okay.
you know, See, we got things in common.
Because something in common.
So,
But I'm gonna
you know,
change that. Personally, I'm gonna change that.
because like we all get the same 7 days a week, the same 24 hours in a day, but it's one of those, like I mean, when you're young, it's I would say, like time is a bit more manageable, but as you get into your late teens, your 20s, your 30s, like the more responsibilities you do get. Like for me, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, but so I can't say I have family life that takes all my time. But I do have a huge family, and for those of us living in the diaspora, there's a lot of ways you have to put in effort to keep in touch with your family back home. And like and for me, my family, I would say majority of my family, they're still in Kenya. And Kenya is big. Like I said,
Yeah,
for me, I was born in Nakuru. But definitely I have family all over Nakuru, all over Nairobi, all over Central, Mombasa,
yeah,
all over Kenya. And then, like in other parts of Africa, in Europe, here in the States. So every day when you wake up, I don't want to say every single day you wake up and you're like, oh, I gotta text my cousin, I gotta text auntie, but like, how messaging goes, like there's a
yeah.
birthday, there's like a wedding, there's someone sick, there's a funeral, there's this, there's that, like so it does take your time, and bless you.
Amen.
So like so you do have to put some time aside, whether it's 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 1.5 hours, 2 hours every day, to kind of like check on your WhatsApp, check on your Facebook, or whatever platforms you use. um and also I would say another thing that takes up a majority of my time, I would say this year, I guess I'm kind of repeating myself, is trying to figure out how to build culture effects, and
Yeah.
also
So,
like I said, like me, I graduated with an associate's degree in 2020, so I've been trying to figure out ways how I can earn enough money to pay my bills and to pay for school. And right now, end of 2022, I'm still trying to figure it out.
you still trying it. You still trying to figure it out. I know. I get you. I get you. I'm also still trying to figure out myself what I want, where I'm
Mhm.
going, like where I'm headed, where I
Right.
sit industry. But so far so good. I'm really loving the interview because doing the live show, doing the live
Mhm.
show, I'm really loving it because it's something that is now, this is one of the balance I'm trying to get in my life, because like trying to balance my time to see like I do this from this hour to this hour, I do this from this hour to this hour, I do this from this hour to this hour, I do this. Although I'm still not yet stable on it, because I'm
Mhm.
trying to break somewhere, and I did not like mind about how I spend my time, but now things are becoming too much. I'm also parenting, everything is
Mhm.
on me. So,
Yeah.
but since I've already started, I'm already like, I have that timetable on how I'm gonna do my things. So on
Mhm.
the next question, what advice do you have for someone new to the industry? No, this one, I don't know. You also new. Do you have an advice for somebody new? You
I
are
need
new in
advice.
the industry, baby. You are new in the industry. Do you have an
Yeah.
advice?
Flozie, when do you OG? When you pay advice, man?
Advice.
Yeah.
Advice. Hey, advice. You're
Yeah.
here. I've given you advice. Advice.
Trust your instincts, that's it.
Uh,
Nah, but
yeah,
anyways, like as far as advice, like you brought up a couple good points, talking about trying to plan your day out. Like for
yeah.
me, like any folder image tu yani things I write
Right.
down to try to keep up with, but everything you write down, it's only as good as how you're gonna actually activate
Yeah.
those things that you wrote down. So definitely, it's always good to, don't just keep everything up here.
Yeah.
Always try to, write things down, like implement a calendar in your weekly schedule, kama ni Monday, unaandika, okay, Monday I need to do ABCD. Tuesday I need to, do ABC. By Friday I need to submit this paper, or I need to reach out to this person. And nowadays it makes it so easy on your phone. You can just enter stuff on your calendar there. You don't have to do everything manual, like, um you know so it's one of those, try your best to write, the things you need to do or you want to accomplish. It's always good to write things down, and then it's always good to find a program how you're gonna hold yourself accountable. Kama ni hiyo calendar inakukumbusha every morning when you wake up, unaona, oh, hey, this week I need to do this and that. Um and then also, like, it's always good to, like, debrief by, let's say, by the end of the week, or every 2 weeks, or once a month. You go back and all the things that you wrote down for that week, or that month, or whatever time period you choose, try and check, okay, I accomplished this, I missed this, I missed that. And then, that way you can kind of see, ni kama kujipea report card. Utaona, okay, I succeeded here, I failed here. And hopefully, as you're moving forward, these things that you're doing, they start becoming programmed into you. So, they start becoming, like, into your conscience more. You're not forcing it, or you're not, so definitely use that pen, or use that, planner or calendar on your phone.
Support on that. I've said this.
Yes.
If you are creative, because I'm also a creative, I do skits, I do like I also like scripts. I like, yeah, script where my error and error are not together. So you have to understand that when I say script,
Hmm.
like, yeah, I like the script. I work with another studio. It's called Talent Plus Studios. I like
Yes.
scripts. I also do acting with them. I also do my skits for TikTok, IG,
Hmm.
sometimes for YouTube. One thing about, and a lot of creative have said this, anytime you have an idea, like
Yeah.
if you are having a phone, you don't need to have a pen and a paper. Make use of your notepad, the note thing, the notepad in
Notes
the phone.
in your
Whatever.
phone.
Yeah, notes. Make use of the notes in your phone. Because a lot of times I find myself
Mas
having
Squeezy
great,
has even voice. You can just speak into your phone and it types it for you.
you're having this great idea. Then you say, when I get home, I write it down. By the time you get home, you'll be remembering, I had this idea and it was about this and this. But the way you had so well in your mind, you cannot like remember it. So what I normally do, like if you take my phone, the note is always filled up. I get an idea,
Mm,
I take my phone, I type it there. So when I
yeah.
come back, maybe I can transfer it in the book, or I can just do the skit if it's a skit, or I can just write it. If it is a script idea, I write it down. And I
Mm,
normally love doing it when it's still fresh. I don't want like
right.
to delay. When you delay, you sometimes you put a lot of things in it, you
Hmm.
dilute it, or it in a rata. Yeah, it
Yeah.
becomes like it is not the way you are thinking it. So if you
Hmm.
are having, I'll say consistency, although sometimes I wonder consistency, but just pray to God that there is acceptance. When the people accept you,
Uh,
now you're done, you're good. Just to and keep doing your stuff. Just keep doing your stuff, Mazi. Keep doing your stuff. Sometimes I look at
mm,
the videos I've already posted on YouTube and I'm like, anyway,
yeah.
I know I'm not hit. Yeah, a lot of people, quite a number of people know me, but I'm not
Hmm.
where I want to be. So
Yes.
that's why I'm keeping the consistency. That's why I'm like, this is not working. I have to try this.
Hmm.
I have to do this. And one thing about me is because I love the camera. Honestly, mimi na camera tunakuaga. We have a third yard. I love the camera. I love talking. You
Uh,
cannot stop. So as an upcoming, just
yeah.
like I try to connect with the right people. Connection
Hmm.
really matters sometimes. Connect with the right people. They don't have to be like celebrities. Sometimes you might is it under rook or over rook, whatever it is, English came with the
Hmm.
boat. Somebody undermine somebody just because they don't
Yeah.
have a name. like they're not up there. But maybe that's somebody you're undermining. Is that somebody, if you two could have held hands and do things together, mnaweza shoot vibaya sana. Is
Oh yeah.
nowadays it's about who has a name. It's about who has the content, who has the talent. Connect with that
Mm-hmm.
somebody. You don't know where you will be tomorrow. Yeah. So that is it. So on our next question,
Mm-hmm.
what hard skills should someone in your field have?
Say that again.
Guy, my God, had, let me had, HARD, had skills. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Amakikuyu.
Ati, what hard skills are what?
Yeah.
Ebu Lisa, the question.
What hard skills should someone in your field have?
I mean, in my field, like I said, like for me, I don't even consider myself a content creator. I consider myself more as an entrepreneur. And that's
Uh-huh.
because, like, what I'm doing, there's no manual for this. There's no manual to show you how to be a content creator, how
Yeah.
to, like do what I'm trying to do, which is build the platforms for Kenyans here in the US. I mean, I'll give a shout out to a bunch of people who do inspire me, and even for them, uh I've seen them over the years, try different things, and like, and some people, they get success right away. Some people, it takes a long time. Sometimes somebody quits and they come back. So as far as what hard skills somebody needs to be in this industry, maybe at the end I'll mention a couple of things. But let me give a shout out to, like people like I'm saying, Kama Kibe is someone, firsthand. He's been here.
Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Kife.
I can keep it.
And he's someone who I've watched for a few years since he started in Kenya doing videos on the rooftop. Posting them on Facebook, and I used to find them on WhatsApp groups. Um,
Okay.
and now what he's doing here in the US, which is what we're doing right now, live streaming, and doing, I want to call it social commentary. you know
Yeah.
um and it's one of those, you're doing social commentary in hopes to, like, give people advice, show people the right direction, like, and pretty much overall bring out, uplift people, like, and
Yeah.
so Uncle Kifed being one of them, someone else in Texas, Sue Gashambi,
Uh-huh.
she's funny as hell, she's awesome. Someone like Shamba Marekani, I don't know if you ever seen him. He's really funny as well. He has a YouTube page.
Uh-huh.
Someone else, Jojo Shokali, my people, my people. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
him?
Kevo Amaju.
Hey,
Is
Kevo Majundi, official Prince Kevama. Is that a
I
different
know
one?
we have Kevo Amaju and we have official Prince Kev. I was about to talk about official Prince Kev. Kevo
Oh, okay,
Amaju
okay.
is now a sheriff in the US, but that guy is funny as fuck.
You say he's a sheriff?
Yeah, the other day he got his badge as a sheriff. So,
Okay,
and
okay,
he keeps
awesome.
commenting all those things, and I'm like, damn, are you going to arrest
Um,
people? Or are you going to?
Unaona vile na vile mnasemaga Kevo wote ni wabaya. Kuna Kevo polisi huku.
Yeah, so all Davis actually, it's crazy.
We're gonna use our own to arrest you guys mkiongea vibaya over Kevos. So yeah,
Uh,
so Kevo Amaju, official Prince Kev,
yeah.
like other content creators I can think of. There was this chick, I haven't seen her in a long time, Evelyn from the internets. Um, there is what's it called, pages like Kwitu. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's the acronym is KWITU, Kenyan Women in the US. It's an awesome platform for uplifting women here in the US and Canada, I believe.
Yep.
It started out as a gossipy kind of place where people just go and gossip. But nowadays, to this day, wamejijenga into a whole platform that's doing a lot of great things for women here in the US. And Navile, a lot of sayings go when you build a woman, you build society, you know. Because our mama wenye wako huku US, I'm sure they have kids in Kenya, they have parents in Kenya, they have brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces. So whatever they're doing here, a lot of us, what we're doing here, we invest a good amount of that, you know, back home. So anyways, shout out to Kwiku. They're doing a lot of great things. So anyways, so all these platforms that I've mentioned, you know, some of them are kind of new, some of them have been around for a long time. But either way, one thing that I've noticed, so those hard qualities you were asking for earlier, for you to be able to build a platform, whether it's a platform yenyewe ni wewe peke yako unaingiaga unaongea, ama ni a platform like Kwitu where you know it's interactive and you have other people that come in and put their inputs, you know, it takes a lot of organizational skills. And that's some of the stuff, the question you asked earlier about time management, you know, that's something you need to start getting better at. You know, because huwezi kuwa like, even you, like, I'm sure you know you've been going through it when you try to organize a show with this person on this day, this one on this day, this one that day. That's
Yeah.
organizational skills, you know. So anyways, you need to be, you know, to work on your organizational skills, you need to work on your time management, you need to work on, you know, presentation, you know, like, let's be honest, you know, how you present yourself is how people will take you, you know. So
Yeah.
if I get on here and I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm talking recklessly, that's how people will take me, you know. And not to say that, you know, you should get online and hide your true self, but you do have to think about how people perceive you, you know, because
Yeah.
sometimes perception is reality, you know. So it's one of those, you know, not to say, you know, don't be yourself. Actually, that's the number one thing I feel like you should be. And for me personally, I feel like that's the one thing I've been very hesitant about to get online and start live streaming. Like I said, I started, I wanted to kick this off November of last year, but here we are, November of this year, and I still haven't kicked it off. So one of the things is, you know, like you said, for you, you love the camera. Even for me, as much as I love the camera, I have like this weird relationship with the camera, and also like hearing yourself, you know, because it's one of those, for those of you who haven't watched a video of yourself, I highly encourage you today, after you watch this live, after you watch this video later, record a video of yourself and find a topic that you want to talk about. Let's say a 1 minute or a 2 minute video. Just put yourself on video, record it, and then watch it yourself. The way you see it, the way you see yourself visually and audio wise, man, sometimes in a kwagawa, do I look like that? Do I sound
Actually,
like that? You know?
Actually, I was struggling with that. I was struggling with that when I started doing the live stream. Because one
Mhm.
thing I'm like, not even with the live stream. Every
Yeah,
time I do a video, I always struggle with my voice because it depends with the character I'm doing, especially when I'm doing acting or when I'm doing skits. It
yeah.
depends with my character. So
Mhm.
every character comes with the voice. And sometimes I
Yes.
feel it's like I did not perfect it, or how does
Mhm.
this sound? How do people perceive this voice? Was it good? Did I do it well? Did I not do it well? And then when I started doing the live stream, now looking at myself, like looking at the camera, looking at myself and talking, that was something that was really not sitting well with me because sometimes I look at myself and it's
Mhm.
me at me and that now me talking to me, and then
Yes.
it's affecting me like death. But now people are seeing me like this, like and then this time now I was putting on sunglasses when doing the lives, and I'm like, is
Ah.
this why Andrew Kibe normally put glasses when he's doing lives? Because Andrew Kibe puts on glasses when he's doing live, and this is one of the questions I'll ask him, whether he's scared of looking at himself without the glasses.
I mean, I
Because
think he does do some lives without it, so maybe it's just a
no, Kibe,
comfortability thing.
no, never, not him.
Sijaona live akiwa bila.
live, and then unless it's something that was like
Pre-recorded.
off camera. But damn, I'll have to go and check all his videos, and he has over 1,000. I don't think he even has like
Ukipata
without
yenye hana glasses, tag me.
no way. He's like nameless. He's like nameless for
Utapata.
Wahoo.
Always with a hat.
He's like nameless for Wahoo. Always wearing
Uh,
glasses. But I noted like when you wear glasses, you're doing a live a video,
yeah.
you like it help you like not to look at
Hmm.
yourself. That's one thing I've noted when doing live stream. But
Hmm.
I'm so happy. Like right now, I've gotten the courage, the confidence. But this came by doing persistence, consistency
Practice.
videos. Yeah, that what have made me get this
Hmm.
confidence. Like I can come out here like just any other day, just like any normal thing I'm doing, and I'm
Oh yeah.
comfortable. So yeah. So for you, Kev, just face it. Face your fears. Face your
Oh yeah.
fears.
I can do this, So
Oh,
definitely,
oh, like the man.
and that's something I've looked at, like for me, I don't watch movies or even a lot of music that people listen to. I don't. So I'm kind of, I feel like ni kama nilikwamanga in time, like so like as so for me the amount of the stuff that I watch the most is inakuwaga my interviews, my biographies na vitu kama hizo. And and maybe it's because maybe all these years I've been watching all that stuff so I can get myself ready to put myself out there. So one of the things, like you said, I'm glad you mentioned it, is like I guess in Itago stage fright. Like,
Yeah.
and I've seen even big artists like Michael Jackson, who literally who else has gotten bigger than Michael Jackson to this day? Nobody. You know what I mean? So even him, like if you watch some of his interviews, he talks about, he was very shy, like, so hata him wearing sunglasses, whether it's in interviews, ama on stage, ama whatever, like there's things different people do to make themselves comfortable. Nanio, some people will wear sunglasses, some people will, like take a shot or two of whiskey, ama whatever, before they go on stage. Some people will smoke, some people will, like surround themselves with close friends and family before they go in front of the audience for the show. So whatever it is that you need to do, just make sure it's not getting in the way of your craft. So if it's something like sunglasses that will make you comfortable, even for me, that's something I've considered, when I start doing these live streams. Even today, you kind of put me on the spot. I was like, man, hivi tu ndio nilikuwa nimeamka, like I was like, oh, is there a pair of sunglasses in here I can wear? Oh, my hair, I need to like tie it up, or is it, do we do this? But I was like, you know what, like let
Imagine
me
I
just
did
do
note
it.
all that. I did note
Uh-huh.
all that. So to our next question, so that we can
Um,
so is there a quote that motivates you? Is there a quote that motivates you? You can share it with us, so maybe it can motivate us.
a quote that motivates me. I think this quote is by the maker of the car maker Ford. You're familiar with Ford? I think there's some Fords in Kenya. F
Yeah,
O
the
O
car.
R D.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
familiar with it.
so Nini Ford, I forget his first name, but either way, there's a quote that goes, I'm paraphrasing: whether you believe you can or you can't, CAN or CANT, whether you believe you can or you can't, you are both correct.
Oh,
That's that's end of quote.
both correct.
So ukiamini utaweza, utaweza. Ukiamini hautaweza, hautaweza. So it goes to tell you, like, with a lot of things you do in life, whether you are sitting for an exam, you are sitting for KCPE, KCSE, you are sitting for, class in Kole, or right now for us trying to pursue, career in content creation. Whether you
Yeah.
believe you can, you can. Whether you believe you can't, you can't. So kujiamini. Actually, this is like saying Kenyans say all the time. mwanaume ni kujiamini, so,
Na
you know,
kujituma.
yeah, mwanaume ni
Yeah,
kujituma, like all these things more or less say the same thing. So, so
yeah.
definitely whatever it is you want to pursue in life, whether it's that girl you think is cute, in the neighborhood or at school, whether it's a career, whether it's a job, whether it's, whatever it is, macho yako imeona ama akili yako inafikiria and you want it, you know
Uh-huh.
jiamini kwanza, because ukijiamini, and then then the rest will come.
Yeah. Whether you believe in the pride of Africa like me, you
Yeah,
are.
so Flozie jiamini.
Like, actually, the moment
Eh,
Daniel is over, the, the
boom.
moment, yeah, the moment Skyra, my very
uh,
able guy, editor, say like, he said like Frozy Fire Baby. He did this skit for me, and he's like, by our very own Frozy Fire Baby, the pride of Africa. I'm like, damn, where did he get
mhm.
that? I repeated that thing, and I'm like,
It
we
sounds
should
good.
be like, no. At first, I'm like, I should tell him like to take it out. Why is he
Yeah,
calling Pride of Africa? What will people say? And then I'm
yeah.
like, Pride of Africa. And then I remember this time people were copying the Kras Kyoko, Ip Mungai when they introducing. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So and so you are on number one online TV show. And when everybody said that, everybody's like, that is Ip Mungai. That is
Yeah.
Ip Mungai introduction. Why they
Hmm.
using Ip Mungai introduction? And like,
Yeah.
damn, okay, the pride of Africa, and then that is Kenya Airways. But I'm like, I'm doing content, so
And your
we
content is
could,
fly.
yeah, and it's different. And then I'm like, we have to add something there. So I had these two quotes. I'm
Yeah.
like, I had these two quotes. Where is that book? I had these two
Uh-huh.
quotes. Now I had to make him approve them. I had to give them.
Mhm.
So I had this one was Frozy, Fire Baby, the pride of Africa, connecting the world online. And then there was this Frozy, Fire Baby, the pride of Africa, bringing the world to the palm of your hands. So I told
Mhm.
him like, between the two, which one do you think sounds better? And he went
Yeah.
with the first time. I'm like, damn, you know what? I always tell people to have confidence. And what they say, they believe in it
Mhm.
and they are it. So Afrozi Fire Baby, the pride of Africa, connecting the world online. And ta-da! That's the best
I like
introduction. Like, it feels so
that.
awesome. Compared, okay, I don't hate my previous introduction, Frozen
Uh-huh.
Fire Baby, all the way from HSM and Kendo Kiabu. It's not bad, but now we're
Hey, you can
advancing,
use
we're
all of them.
growing.
Maybe some videos you use this intro, some other videos you use the
Yeah.
other one. Hey, they're all yours.
Yeah, but for the interviews, it's Frozy Fire Baby, the pride of Africa,
Mhm.
connecting the world online. Because we're gonna like bringing people all over the world, like you in the US. We have a friend
Mhm.
from Ghana. We still have our Jamaican guy, and I know
Mhm.
like with that connection, we'll bring people from Australia. We bring people from
Yes.
South Africa. And that is bringing and connecting people online. So I'm frying with the internet. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that is it. After you quote there, now we're gonna go fast. Who inspires you? Who inspires you, Kevin?
Who inspires me? Like I said earlier, I'm not too big into movies, but I'm very big into music, and that's why I guess like um I'm so determined to build a platform that focuses on music. So a lot of my inspirations come from the music I listen to, and someone who has dreadlocks, and like a lot of Kenyan youth that grew up in the 90s. Tulisikiza dancehall na reggae from our uncles, so somebody like Bob Marley, a huge, huge inspiration of mine. Came from very poor, humble background, believed himself, and like within 36 years of a short life that he lived, he left such a huge mark on the world. And
Yeah,
like the messages that he preached in his music and in his words, like I hold that dear and near to my heart, especially being an African man. We could, our continent is so rich, but it's so plagued with so many problems. and a lot of messages Bob Marley was preaching, I believe, to this day are ring very true. We need love, we need unity, we need, people to, work to understand each other, listen to each other, build each other, uplift each other, um, and all those things. Someone else, I would say, a someone like my own grandfather, like I said earlier, my official name's ni Kevin Gitao, but my middle name is Karaoke. Like, how Kikuyu naming rights go.
Yeah.
Gitao is my father's name, Karaoke is my grandfather's name, my dad's dad.
Yeah.
So Guka alikuwa Mau Mau fighter. He's someone who fought for Kenya's independence. And this is something he didn't quite choose, because when you are a young man in the 50s,
Yeah.
when
40.
Kenya was getting independence, you
Yeah.
didn't really have a choice to go into the bush and fight. It was more like you gotta go. And
Yeah.
either
You
way,
have to.
he went in the bush, he fought, he got captured, he actually got shot in the back. He lived the rest of his life with a bullet in his back from a British soldier. But either way, by the time I was growing up, he was a grandfather, obviously well into his 60s. And a
Yeah.
lot of conversations and a lot of things he taught me to this day I still hold near to my heart, and that is, love thyself, love your family, take care of those around you, and and pretty much respect, you know what I mean. Respect not just people who are above you, but respect people who are on the same level as you. Respect people who are beneath you, um so I would say those two men inspire me a lot. And for someone who's lived here in the US for a long time now, let me give it up to women, and someone who I've watched for a very long time is someone, like, I would say Oprah. you know um
Whitney.
Ati?
Is she Whitney Opera or which opera?
Well, Flozie, I'll give you homework. Go look up history of Oprah and give me a
You know
report
her,
tomorrow.
the black lady who does like she has a show. I know opera. She does a
Yes,
show.
yes, that one. Her name is not Whitney. Her name is Oprah.
Opera who? Like
Oprah Winfrey.
yeah,
Oprah.
Winfrey. Yeah, Winfrey, not Whitney.
Oprah
Yeah,
space
yeah, yeah. It's Winfrey. I'm
Winfrey.
confusing with
Oprah Winfrey.
I'm
So
confusing Winfrey with Whitney Austin or whatever. Yeah. But she's
so,
not her.
umewachanganya kabisa.
They all mixed up together. Carbon.
um, so yeah. So anyways, so someone like Oprah Winfrey, when I first moved here, she was still very active in television, and like a lot of the stuff she would host on her show would be, a lot of things that uplifted, black people, whether it was African Americans or us African immigrants when you tumekuja huku on our own, or like I would call it the African diaspora, because there's also a huge population of people from the Caribbean who are here in the US when you
Yeah,
wamekuja, within the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. um so she was, like, and just watching her, how she operated, even her always telling her own story. She was born, I believe, in the 50s, when even here in the US, black people were not living so free, believe it or not.
yeah, I know.
Even here in the US in the 50s, black people were living more or less how Africans were living in Africa.
Yeah,
um, I mean, Africa, obviously, our history is a little bit different than for black people here, but there's a lot of parallels, a lot of similarities. So, anyways, she was born in poverty, but either way, akajiamini, believe thyself. So she believed in herself. She started out as a news reporter in Washington, D.C. And you can imagine being like the only black reporter in a white TV, in a white owned TV station in a white town, a white city. she didn't receive the best support, but either way, she always came on. She did her best. She had a bigger vision. And some way, somehow, she ended up doing a movie or two. Some way, somehow, she ended up, having her own television. And, today, the way people know Oprah today, people know her as a philanthropist, as a billionaire, as this and that, but definitely there's so many layers of her that people don't know about. And honestly, her story from day one to where she is today is truly inspirational for me. So definitely big up Oprah. Like I said, my grandfather, Bob Marley. I mean, there's so many people that inspire me, but long answer short, those three people, for those many different reasons, truly inspire me.
Okay, now we like on our second last question, and it
uh,
says, where do you see yourself, Kev, in the next 5 or 10 years?
in the next 5 or 10 years, I see myself, with platform culture FX 254, like in full up, like in full operation, like promoting Kenyan artists, up and comers, especially, hosting events here in the US for those said artists. And whether ni wasani wa ngoma ama comedians or content creators like yourself, here in the US, there's a huge market for entertainment.
I'm
Um,
also a comedian. So a comedian slash content creator. And the other day you
mhm.
pushed me to doing a song, guys. Yeah.
Utatutolea ngoma.
Yeah.
Uh,
But if I wanna do music,
uh,
I have to work on it and be almost the level of cartoon. Cartoon is really doing cartoon comedian is really doing
oh
great.
yeah,
She's
she
doing,
is. She is good.
yeah. Yeah. So
Um,
continue.
so yeah, so definitely I see myself, and this is coming from inspiration from, a lot of, like I said, the Nigerian sound of Afro beats, or let's say the African sounds that we're hearing here in the US. It's an industry that I've watched grow personally, the last 5, 7, 8, 10 years. And I remember going to some of these shows back in 2010, 2011, 2012. You go see an artist like Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, you go see them in a small venue, yeah, 200 people. But now, 7, 8 years later, if you need to get Burna Boy or Wizkid or Davido for a show, you need the whole stadium. So definitely there's a lot of promoters that I've seen firsthand grow from hosting at small clubs to small venues, now doing massive venues. So definitely even culture effects. I definitely want to tap into all the I would say musicians, comedians, content creators, pretty much everything that you see online that falls under entertainment. I would like to definitely create have a platform, that's hosting all of that, whether it evolves into a TV station or it stays online or radio or some kind of platform to where every single day, when you are looking for Kenyan content, whether it's a cooking channel or you're looking for, comedy, or you're looking for music, you're looking for, local businesses, because the US is big, like for me, I live in Philadelphia. There's
Yeah.
Kenyan, large, huge Kenyan communities all up and down all across the US. So definitely I would love to have a platform to where, no matter what part of the US you're in, you can tap in there and find local businesses that cater to your needs. Kama unatafuta unga ya ugali, boom, you can get on there and find it. Kama unatafuta mix ya DJ, boom, you can get on there and find it. If you're looking for new music, boom, you find new artists, whatever comedy tour, music tour, ama hizi festivals. Now we're seeing, like especially in the summer when the weather is good, you just don't, we're seeing festivals grow. Even in Kenya, I've seen a lot of festivals grow, you know um So definitely, I would like to see Culture Effects 254 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Being a home for all of that together. So definitely, it's gonna take a lot of hard work, but with consistency, hard work, and dedication, tutafika hapo one day.
Yeah, we get there. So, whereas, and that actually, before I say it, that is a very good and great vision. You just need to work on it, as you've said. And manze,
Mhm.
as you work on it, that means you're gonna bring in a lot of people, because you cannot manage that all by yourself. Because that's already a company. Like Culture FX is already a company, maybe a production house, a TV, I don't know. But it's getting there. You just keep working. As you move on,
Mhm.
you figure it out. And that's the best thing about when you start doing something. Like when you sit there and you have this idea and you're not working on it, you're not working on it, so nothing is changing. But when you start
Mhm.
working on it, you start figuring out what to do next. Like when I started live streaming, I was doing it. I remember the live stream I did, the first live stream I did, I was here with my sister and my son. And then after some time, I realized I don't have to put a kid in it. So I took my son out of it. I was here with my cousin. And then along the way, I just noted like she's not vibing with it. So I was doing it all by myself. And then I'm like, damn, I need to spice it on. I need to do something. I need
Mhm.
to do all inclusive. What do I do? And then I remember there was this thing called StreamYard. I went did my research on StreamYard, and I'm like, damn, this is the thing I need to do. And then I started, and then I'm like, I need to bring people in. I can
Mhm.
host. StreamYard like a host. And here we are. And I know this is not the end, this is just the beginning. Like as we go, as you open to new ideas, as you open to new things, new ways, the internet is so broad. Maybe today I'm using StreamYard, I might find another software that is maybe better, have better offers, you never know. And when
Mhm.
you're doing whatever you're doing, when you keep doing, that's what attracts people. But you cannot do one live today and then not do
Mhm.
tomorrow, and then after
Yes.
tomorrow you stay. Because there's a week when I was doing those live, there was a week I stayed, there was a week I got sick. I really
Mhm.
lost my voice. I remember the last live I did, I my voice was so like down, you could not hear me clearly. And I
Mhm.
remember Josie TV came to me and he's like, Frozy, rest your voice. You know, you love this, but rest your voice. So I rested my voice for like 5 days. But coming back
Mhm.
to do a live stream again, the number I was getting, I could not get it. I could not
Mhm.
get it because people, the more like the way they say, out of sight, out of mind,
Yeah.
out of sight, out of mind. And that's when I said, like, I have to keep a consistency that this live stream will be happening at 10 p.m. so that I can get
Mhm.
a market locally, I can have fans locally and fans out
Yes.
of the country, abroad. And I'm also trying to improvise. Isikuanga ni show tu ya kukaa chini. I'm trying to come out with games like saizi Kevo, tungekuwa na wewe, tungekuwa
Uh,
tunafanya like I preview you, this is what's gonna happen, and we're gonna have a show and also a
yeah.
game. It's a show and it's a game. So I'm working
Mhm.
on that. That's how you see, like, when people just come
Mhm.
here see you seated, it
Yeah.
gets boring, honestly, because people are visual. But when you
Mhm.
ask you questions, when you fail, do this, when you
Yeah.
we
Being
can even make it
interactive.
more, yeah, interactive, make it more like bring in a lot of people, like 4 people, I believe, a
Mhm.
screen of 4 people, and then we do things, it's more fun. So our
Mhm.
last question and our closing question, yeah, our
Mhm.
last question and our closing question is, uh which advice would you give to Kenyans or to youth here in Kenya and youth there in America who want to venture into online media? I think it's almost similar to the one I asked earlier, but you can give a short answer to that. Yeah.
Yes. Great question. So what's it called? We've kind of covered it like you said, but definitely one thing, a few things I'll say. And it's some of the things me and you are actually have been going through the last year, even today. Neo, you know, a lot of times when you do something, you expect to see a result,
Yeah.
tuseme, you know, but it's one of those when you're pursuing imambo ya content creation, it's one of those you make a video, you make a song, or you make a skit, and then you put it out there, and then you wake up the next day, a week later, unapata 1 view, 2 views, 3 views, and it becomes very discouraging. Um, so it's one of those, like you said, you just have to keep going, keep going, keep going. So do not be discouraged. If you know what you want to do, do it. Another thing, like you said, like whether it's technical difficulties, like other difficulties.
Imepotea.
Steam imepotea. Just as I said, technical difficulties.
I don't know. I
uh,
don't know what happened. My bulb
uh,
imezimia and I'm like, stima
uh.
imepotea. I don't know kuna
Unaona shida kama hizi, you have to be willing to overcome, you know what I mean? So, hata
yeah,
stima ikipotea bado taendelea na
yeah.
live, siko kunywa.
Like
um,
we have a tripod here. I don't know what happened to my bulb.
uh,
It
so
really
so
scared a lot
definitely,
of people.
like even for live streaming, you have to connect your phone to this program, then sijui log into this, share this,
Yeah.
do this, so you have to be very much willing to learn, and you
Mhm.
have to be willing to wear so many hats, like you said, for you to make content creation, when you're videographer, when you're the sound guy, when you're the editor, when you're the the marketer, when you're the actor, when you're the
The
costume
director,
designer, the
the
set
producer.
designer, the producer, the director, you have to be willing to do everything, especially in the
Yeah.
beginning when you don't have the resources, because I mean, you can get lucky and you find people within that space who are doing things that complement what you are doing. Let's say, like, for you, like, let's say, you go to an event, you meet someone who's good at videography, ama editing, ama like producing videos. You meet someone like that, and for you that's not your strength, but you are good at being in front of the camera. Ukipe up na mtu mwenye ako good behind the camera, it's an awesome connection, you know
Yeah.
um or sometimes, like, let's say, or a musician, you are good at singing, you are good at rapping, but you don't know how to record, you don't know how to market your music, you don't know how
Yeah.
to post your music, so you have to be willing to wear many hats, you have to be willing to learn and do everything. So do not be discouraged. You have to be willing to face trolls wako online ni wengi, just people talking crazy, you have to
Yeah.
have thick skin,
Yeah. Like
so
mine.
moisturized skin but equal thick, so like so there is, you need a lot of qualities in order to be, to make it in this industry, that's just a few of them, but it's one of those, you're the willing to learn part. You have to be, you have to be willing to go through growing pains, and it's one of those, like, I think Michael Jordan said this, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, you know so if you're not willing to fail, then you're not willing to win, so it's one of those, whatever it is you're pursuing online, to all you content creators, musicians, actors, actresses, comedians, videographers, photographers, fashionistas, costume people, fashion people, everybody that falls under entertainment industry, do not be discouraged, be willing to fail, and sometimes you have to fail a lot before you even succeed, so don't let a single failure, discourage you. Just be willing to power through. So and then connect with people within the industry, no one man is an island, so definitely go out there and network. meet other people who are doing the same thing, meet other people within the industry, and you definitely you'll learn a lot, because not everything is written in a book. Some things you just have to experience to learn. So, you know,
Yeah.
eh,
Wow. That is great. And
mm,
interacting is good. Creating the networking is really good. Okay, you might network today. You meet somebody and you like, I met this somebody, but I don't think how we can help each other. But make sure you keep that connection. Make sure you keep that friendship. Maybe it was not for you to to help them. It was not for them to help you. It's for
yeah,
you to help, and you even create friendship, and you never know, maybe down the line you might not help each other in this but your
today,
children, yeah,
yeah,
today you might not help each other, but maybe your children might
tomorrow and
help
next week.
tomorrow. You never know. So guys, this is the end of this life
Oh
hustle
yeah, now my
Tuesday.
feelings take to your nyanye. No my feelings in this industry. Catch feelings.
Sometimes you catch, hey, you
Sometimes
catch,
you do,
sometimes
but
you catch.
usilete
Oh,
watu, take it in stride.
well, sometimes you catch mafiro. Ama
Yeah.
sometimes it's not even mafiro, sometimes you moody. One thing I've come to realize is that like you really need to check your mood, you really need
Mhm.
to check your attitude. Hey,
Oh
kwanza
yeah.
juzi Sato, I was so down emotionally because I'm
Mhm.
still going stuff in my life. And Aki Sato, Sato, I was going cuckoo, I swear. Sato
Yeah.
ilikuwa one hell of a day. So nikajaribu kufanya live TikTok
Uh-huh.
nikashindwa. Then I went on YouTube, my
Mhm.
guest for Sato akanifail.
Yeah.
So kuambia doing this live actually zinakuanga sometimes frustrating because you
Yeah.
wanna do a live and then
Mhm.
your guest akufail anakuambia the last minute sikuji. On
Yeah.
Friday I did a one man show, and Friday I did a one man show. Luckily
Mhm.
along the way kuna huyu jamaa anaitwa Musioma Augustine, he came by and like he saved it was like inaitangwa a damsel in distress, whatever it is
Mhm.
called. He came,
Yeah.
he did with me like 10 minutes even, and they were
Mhm.
good. But let me tell you, hakuna kitu inakuanga rahisi.
Oh
People
yeah.
see me, oh, I have a guest, guys,
Uh,
but if you know what I'm going through to get these people,
oh yeah.
the
Uh,
same thing people go, even this wenye unaonanga hawa kina Eve Mungai kutafuta msee wa interview, kuna
oh yeah.
kuanga na before huyo msee muone kwa camera, before
Mhm.
muone. I remember when Nicholas Kioko had to interview me because he called me, he told me I'm coming to interview. I'm like,
Mhm.
Nicholas, I'm so sorry because I have to go to work and there's somebody who is going to meet me at work, and then I
Mhm.
cannot come down. He's like, then where do you stay? He had to pay to come to meet me, and then after that alikuwa na interview ya huyu dem wa Steve Simple Boy, so
Mhm.
alikuja tukaenda kwa place ya interview, akani interview, akatoka akaenda kumit huyo dem wa Simple Boy. He had
Oh
another
yeah.
event, right? Like you really
It's
struggle,
it's a hustle.
like yeah, you hustle for it. Like
Mhm.
today I was supposed to bring my friend from Ghana. He was in the office, you have the time difference, and then with all
Mhm.
the work, and I think he owns the place he works, so AMTV, it's his. He has a
Mhm.
TV there, like, he's working on, like he started like 2020 year corona, and he's doing so
Mhm.
well in Ghana. He's doing so well. So I believe, now you being the boss, there's all these things happening in your life, and then kuna interview ulikuwa umeitiwa ya Kenya yenye ni online. It's not like somebody you meeting. So by the time I'm reminding, like I reminded him earlier because that's something I always do. But I think
Yeah.
he was so busy to go through his phone. Don't say you
Mhm.
texted someone, they not text you back. They're
Mhm.
busy. Like sometimes I open my phone, I get 1,000 messages.
Yeah.
Before I do those 1,000, something ina happen. Niko hapa, mtoto anafanya kitu stupid pale, naeka simu chini, naenda, ama akona homework hapa. You working, all those things need you. So
Mhm.
sometimes, like later when I had to call him. I called him like 3 times. He could not answer
Mhm.
his phone. Then after like 15 minutes, he's like, "Oh, I forgot. It slipped me."
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah.
like, I'm not in a place where there's good lighting.
Mhm.
These are things you're supposed to understand. And then when that happened, I'm like, damn. I can't go online alone. I have this friend of mine, he's in the US. I know, like, for me to brand for his show, I needed to make the banner and everything, tell people, you know what, I'm hosting this guy from the US. But
Mhm.
I don't have time for that. I'm like, Kev, save my neck. And luckily, he was not working. He's like, okay, I'm there for you. Yeah, I thought I love you, Kev. Thank you so
Uh,
much. I love you. Thank
uh,
you. You're always saving my neck.
for sure, for sure. And thank you so much for having me. This actually is good practice for me as well. I actually
Okay.
just got a bunch of equipment, like I'm excited to put together, like it's actually all here. That's I don't know if you can see that.
What is that? Tripod. Is it a tripod or what? I can't read. Read it for me.
So the canvas screen, it's a screen for projecting an image with a projector.
Okay.
I got myself a condenser microphone and
Okay.
a sound card. You know, so this is the equipment right here. So yote hapa. So I'm actually thank you Menipea Morali. After I hook it up, I think I'll go right away. So
Okay.
sijui
Go
microphone
for it.
imeenda wapi, but it's a condenser microphone. I'm about to put it all together, and I
Okay.
definitely want to start live streaming this week. So thank you so much
Okay.
for having me. Definitely imenipea boost, imenipea morali. So definitely I would like to get on live more often with you so we can, see how we can work together and, to grow easy pages tuone kwenye tunaenda.
Tuone kwenye tunaenda. Aki, don't bring that attitude to me, man. Say, I hate it. I hate it. We not seeing. We eat,
Uh,
we doing it, it's going somewhere. See, tuone. Me, I'm not here to see.
yeah.
I don't get me started.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean it like that, but we see what we
Yeah.
can do because I know definitely with all the ideas we've talked about the last year and like all the ideas and tumejaribu kuactivate, hazija work out, but definitely like I always tell you, and like I said earlier, just because you walk and you fall once does not mean you sit there and you cry about it. You just get up and
Yeah.
you try again, or you try a different road, you try a different idea, you try a different strategy. But definitely as far as for you growing your page, like big ups to you for putting in all the work you've put in this year. Definitely with everything you're trying to do, whether the live streaming, the comedy stuff, the stuff with the talent studio, keep putting, keep giving it 100%. And definitely 2023, I think it's looking to be a great year for you. So definitely keep
Correct.
pushing, keep grinding. Don't let anyone or anything discourage you. Big things are coming for you. So definitely keep pushing.
Yeah, and before we end this live, kindly connect me, hook me up with your friends. I want to have them here. Hook me up.
Makevo ni wengi ya, niko na
Thank
Kevo,
you,
Kevo Sheriff,
Actually,
official
actually, you know
Prince
what?
Kev.
Yeah, I'ma talk to him. I'ma talk to him through the DM. I'll have
Uh,
him. I'll bring
hey,
official
slide in
Prince.
a DM. Hey, it
Yeah, he's
goes
my
down
friend.
in
Like,
a
we talk
DM.
once once. He's my friend. We talk once once. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he promised me a pair of shoes.
Awesome, awesome. Nini, is he coming to
I have
Kenya this
evidence.
December, ama?
It was
Samabani.
supposed to be no, November. He said like he's coming to Kenya in November, and I'm like, yeah. He said I'm gonna bring you that pair of shoe. Anyway, he
Mm.
rather like come to my live stream and I host him than bringing me a
Yes.
pair of shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So thank
definitely
you
talk
so
to him,
much.
invite him to a live stream, even the other Kevo Amaju, invite him over, definitely like I told you, all the guys I'm working with, I definitely want to connect them in, because for me myself, these are people I want to connect for my platform. But even for you,
Yeah.
for your platform, I think it would be a great opportunity for you to, link and connect and collaborate with all these different content creators, musicians, comedians. And, because now, we're starting to see even comedians wanakuja huku, teacher, anaitwa
Wanjiko.
teacher Wanjiko was just here in
Yeah,
Delaware
alikuwa
2 weeks ago.
Daraware. And I'm like,
Uh,
Dara, what? Actually, I have
yeah.
like I've been watching her status. I have her
Uh-huh.
number. I believe she have saved my number because there's no way I can see her status without her having my number. So I don't know how
Uh-huh.
she got my number because I never gave it to her. But I have
Uh-huh.
her number. I got her
Yeah.
number and I've been
Mm-hmm.
like watching her status and I'm like enjoying, like I'm like, damn God, this is so
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Like doing like a tour in the US, he's like went to
Mm-hmm.
there, he went to a lot of places, did her tours there. When there's this one she did with Kina Owagonyiro and they
Yeah,
went
in
to attend
Delaware, she
the
was with
lecture.
Wago as well. So, definitely these guys are here hustling in the US, so,
Yeah, and it's so
hustle up,
awesome,
guys.
it's so awesome. I'm really like enjoying it, loving like what they're
Um,
doing. Yeah. Greetings to you too, Judges. Mambo. So I'm really
and
loving what
to,
they're doing.
someone else, Njoro the comedian, I think he's here in the States right
He's
now.
my friend. I'm
You
not saying like
know,
he's my friend just for saying he's my friend. Me and Joro, like we talk. He's my friend. I
Njoro,
used to have
Njoro,
like,
Manjoro.
yeah, me and Joro we talk. And the other day I was talking to him, and I'm like, one of these fine
Uh-huh.
days I should bring Joro to my show because
Yeah,
he's
you
my
should.
friend. I don't think like, yeah, Joro is my friend. Like we
I want
talk.
him to announce Ndani Ndani, so definitely bring him
Yeah,
in.
like yeah, he's my friend. I'll say he's my friend. Somebody you talk with. And then one thing
Mm-hmm.
about Joro, I remember the very first time I talked with Joro was this time like I was going for the interview with with Eve Mungai. That was not the first time. We used to talk before that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have like a tablet that had his like every Churchill comedian, everyone who worked at Laugh Industry.
Yeah.
I had a tablet, like it was given to my son by his dad. So it had
Mm-hmm.
all that. So I loved Joro back then, like his comedy and everything.
Oh
So
yeah.
I started chatting with Joro. Out of the blue, let me chat with Joro. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like talking back, like he would
Yeah.
chat you back, like he's this guy with a vibe. So when I
Uh-huh.
lost the tablet, I continued talking to him on IG. So
Uh-huh.
when he went to the US, I've been talking to him. And even the other day I was talking to him. I'm thinking like he's one of the people I should bring on board, but I'm hoping that this will happen after now having Andrew Kibe here. One thing I know, like when I have Andrew Kibe here, he's got like
Mm-hmm.
gonna. I don't know. I have a lot of like hope with this show with Andrew
Hey,
Kibe.
by the way, maybe
So I need a
unaweza host,
kumuuliza.
like nani umesema ujui Suga Shambi?
No, I look for her. I the
Look
show
for
with
her on
Andrew
IG.
Kibe.
I think she would make a awesome guest for a Friday show.
For me, I look
A
for her. I look
Friday.
for her. I look
And
for her.
um
I look
yeah,
for her. I think there was like
even
they did
what's
a
it
show
called?
with Andrew Kibe. Like
What's up?
when Andrew first came to the US, I think they met with Sugar Shambi. I think there is a video they did on Instagram.
Unamuita Sugar. Sugar.
Anyway, Aki tunaweza ongea
But
like
yeah,
the
Nini,
whole night.
they're
This is
in
the
the
end
state
of
of
the show.
Texas. That's why they are close to each other. So maybe they live. I'm not sure if they live in the same city, but they're in the same state. So people connect.
Yeah. So guys, tomorrow we're having Utari Wednesday, and we are going to host one of the best engineers in Kenya. So and he's well traveled. So make sure to come by tomorrow and show a lot
Mhm.
of love. Make sure to come by Culture Effects. I'd love to have you again and again and connect me with all your friends. You know what? Because we're gonna be lit.
I got
Not
you.
just in Kenya, even in the not just in the US, even in UK, like all over
uh,
the world. Somebody can talk. Because me, I talk.
and
I live for my mouth.
we got Kenyans in every corner of the world. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Tuko wengi.
Yeah, and so it was awesome having you on Hustle Tuesday. Mpaka tumeenda. We were supposed to do a 45-minute show. Hey,
Tumeenda
shida ya
double.
kuongea. So thank you so much, guys, for your time. I appreciate Kina Georges, Kina Augustine, Kina everybody who came by, Kina Komwenezi, everybody who dropped by. Thank you so much, and to you too, Culture FX. Thank you, Amakevo. Thank you so much for coming, and everybody who will watch this, everybody who have liked, comment. Nashukuru sana. Thank you so much. Good night. Adios.
Thank you so much, Flozie. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Till next time.
Yeah, we love you guys.
I love you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ni dance party sasa.